We're on the air.
Welcome to the asylum, man. We have Lori Alexander with us, and we have some people going to be calling in tonight that are friends of mine. We're all just kind of hanging out in the rubber room, and we're talking about the lies of today's news, the bullshit that we have to eat every day from mainstream media. I have seen so much of it today that I had to come on and do a show. It just made me sick. So, Lori, what are you thinking?
Robbie and I went live with this early this afternoon, and I had to cut the broadcast short because I was seeing some things as I was playing the live or the stream, and I just had to stop it because I just had to go take another look at it. And when I went off the air, I started talking with Damien, and I sent him what I had, the information that I had, and I was throwing stuff out at him. I was like, this doesn't look right, this doesn't look right, this doesn't look right. And then right as we were talking, Richie from Boston put out a video, same thing I was saying, and then Russian Bids did a video shortly after there, same thing I was saying. So, we're not grasping at straws here. What we are seeing was actually real, and it was a real hoax, okay? Did you have a chance to take a look at it, Jeff?
I have seen bits and pieces of it. The video that I just sent you is one that Alex did. They're questioning things too. This is Alex Jones stuff. We share information. We get stuff. They get stuff from us. We kind of play around with everything. So the thing that it comes down to is they're really trying to distract us with the election stuff, with the stuff with Trump. They're really trying to put a lot of stuff out there to distract. And so, everybody knew that the 19th was the day that the election returns are going to be finalized. So they had to just ramp it up and create a bunch of havoc today. So we've got trucks in Germany plowing into stuff. We've got, fake bombers. We've got all kinds of things going on with this. And it just, the Turkish ambassador getting shot. It's just, the whole thing is just to continually keep you at bay so that you can't keep in touch with what's really going on. They don't want you to know. And how many times today in mainstream media did I see Donald Trump lost the popular votes? We know that Donald Trump won the popular votes. We know that he won the electoral votes too. Okay. Then it goes on for weeks and they say he won both votes. It's definite. It's guaranteed. Then today they try and come back and say, no, there was a recount on some things and not other things. But this is the biggest pile of shit I've ever seen. He won. I did the numbers. Me and you sat and did the numbers the night of the votes. Okay, the night of the election, and I came up with 306 as the Electoral College. Okay. It took them 2 weeks to come up with this final number that we already knew the night it happened. Why? Because we got the information, we know the truth, and we can add. Now they're saying, and one of the stories that we ran, if you remember, Lori, the night before the election, and actually 2 days before the election, we ran the story about the fraudulent news media getting ready to propagate the entire thing with Hillary Clinton, that they were going to actually run an article that Hillary won. And she won by how many votes? Do you remember?
I don't remember.
2.2 million.
Right. Okay. That's right. The 22. Right. The 22.
So we're sitting here looking at the 2.2 million in the popular votes. The electoral votes, she was supposed to, it was going to be close, and then it was going to be this, but she was definitely going to win it. And then all of a sudden, it was 2.2 million in the popular votes. Well, now they're coming back saying she won the popular votes by 2.2 million. Okay, it's not possible, people. Not possible. She beat Donald Trump in the popular votes. She had 30 people showing up to her rallies in Ohio. People weren't coming to
30 people she had to pay.
Yeah. The people that she paid $50 a seat to come and sit. We actually have it caught on camera, and we have people bidding, like, oh, well, I'll do it for 50 or 75. I'll do it. Like, there were people on there actually going to these things, sitting through them, then walking out and getting their paychecks. Okay. So,
well, we also have proof and video of people supposedly taking pictures or taking video with their phones and it being photoshopped in. They're not even there.
Oh yeah, they and entire. You have to realize this too. Entire delegate states. So they had stuff laid out for each state, like Nebraska, Omaha. They would all just be in different places. Each place would have its own sitting area. Some of them had nobody in them.
And here's Trump with having to turn away people.
Yeah, 7 to 10 million people on each venue. They were turning away the door. 7,000 to 10,000 people on each venue, with a total of anywhere from 10 to 20,000 in the auditorium, in whatever stadium that they picked. When they came to Cincinnati, Ohio, and I got to tell you, man, when they came to Cincinnati, Ohio, I don't think we've ever seen 28,000 people show up to anything except for the EBN fireworks. Now you get, you throw the EBN fireworks down, there's $10 million worth of fireworks going off, and it's a party here, okay? And every year we have it, and we get about a little over half to three-quarters of a million people on one bank, and on the Kentucky side, we get about 500,000 people, okay? And it grows every single year. We get a little bit more and a little bit more. We're up to close to 1 million plus now. And all I'm saying is Donald Trump shows up and he packs our biggest stadium and he fills it with 20,000 people, and we had 8,000 people outside the door standing in line trying to figure out how to get in. That's news. Hillary Clinton comes, 300 people show up.
If that.
And it wasn't just one place like this.
How many venues did she have to cancel because they couldn't get anybody? Quite a few.
I know of 3, maybe 5.
In the park where you could have any number of visitors.
Yeah. She ended up having it downtown Cincinnati at the park because they couldn't get a venue to actually.
In the park, I love it.
In the park, we have a big park here. You could hold, 20, 30,000 people here. But the problem is so can anybody. You could have. I mean, we actually have bands that come and play down at the park on Friday nights during the summertime and just have people come and hang out. So, I mean, it's not like it's a big deal to go hang out at the park. It's not a big deal. You could go there anytime over the summertime, and hang out and party on Friday nights. So Donald Trump, he fills an auditorium. She can't fill, the front venue of the park. There's no way possible she could have won the popular votes. Not possible. And when they said the number today, I'm sitting there looking. I said to my wife, I said, "Isn't that funny? That's the number that they broadcast out. 2.2 million votes is how much she was going to win the election by." When they had her pre-picked, I sent it to you. They had money, currency. They were already talking about putting her as the first female president on one of the bills. It wasn't a denomination currency. They were just laying out the layouts, and they're already selling the layouts for it.
Well, they also put her on the cover of Newsweek.
Oh yeah, it was Newsweek and another place with Time Magazine. Yep, that's right. It was Time. Thank you, baby.
Thank you, baby.
Yeah. Well, hey. I got my wife has been incredible. She's been helping me get the sites going. She's been doing a lot of stuff. We've been through a lot of crazy stuff the last 2 weeks, and she took time out of her schedule to help me put this thing together. It's still moving slow, but we're getting there. So
that's right.
I'm digging it. The Asylum, I started working on the artwork for the stuff. I can't wait to get some music flowing. The show is going to pick up.
Slow and steady wins the race, Jeff. That's how you do it. Slow and steady.
I'm a bull in a china shop. When have you ever known me to be slow and steady? If I can't break it so I can fix it, it ain't worth messing with.
I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole.
I mean, everybody knows me. I will dive down the rabbit hole to see what's at the bottom. I may hit hard when I get there, but I'll shake it off and figure out what the hell's happening then for sure.
Oh, God. I'm sorry. I'm over here laughing my butt off right now.
No, that's cool. Hey, you're in the rubber room. That's all we do is laugh here. We laugh, we cry, we blow all kinds of time, and we try and tell you the truth. And that's the one thing about the show that I love. We've got genuine people who put their necks out to try and bring you the truth in media instead of this fake shill shit that we see every day. And I am so tired of turning on the news. When I saw it today, I almost threw up. I swear to God. I woke up, I turned the news on, I'm watching some stuff, and they started talking about Hillary Clinton. She won the popular votes. I went, wait a minute. We know she didn't win it. This isn't the Mandela effect. Go kiss my ass. She did not win the popular votes. But the liberals are on there. The libtards are on there. Oh, you've got to reverse the college. The Electoral College, you've got to get them to reverse it. No, you don't. Because
I've got to say, I am really, here. Oh, don't get me started on the snowflakes, okay? Seriously.
Never in history has the Electoral College ever been overturned. So for them to even try and put that out as a mainstream media source that they could turn this votes around if they were petitioning the individual states. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
That's illegal.
Yeah.
That is fraud, people. Oh, the vote that you vote doesn't count now.
When has the Hillary campaign or the Democrats done anything that has been legal in the 2 years leading up to these elections?
When have they done anything in the last 8 years?
That's true too.
I'll write my own policy. You can read it after I sign it.
Right. We have to pass it in order to read it.
Yeah,
she is the dumbest.
Let's try that with everything we do. Hey, I'm going to go out and buy this car. Let's drive it before I know how to run it.
No, you have to buy it before you.
I know. You buy it, you jump in, you crash into a few things, and when you're done, you go, I need to go buy another car because I just tore this one all up.
I don't want this one. This one's broke.
Yeah. Well, you didn't tell me I had to put on the brake when I came to a stop.
Right.
Okay.
Here's the thing is, Jeff, the Electoral College is supposed to keep their vote, I guess not secret, but they're not supposed to put it public until January 6th. And all of a sudden today, they broke that silence and they announced that he won way ahead of schedule. I don't know. To me, that throws up a little bit of red flags. Why are they changing their MO from how it's been since the beginning old democratic process? I don't know. Just something doesn't feel right to me.
It's really sick. What really blows my mind, these are the same ones that said this is supposed to be a smooth transition of government. This is supposed to be where we're all on the same page. And, no matter what, we relinquish at the end and we all say, hey, you won fair and square. It doesn't matter what we think. We're going to go ahead and just do it the way you want to because you won. So we'll just transition into government. It's always been done like this. And then they come out, Hillary.
Here's your sign.
Okay, transition into some kind of sanity, and Hillary was the worst candidate you could have picked. Wake up, realize you screwed up, and you didn't have a chance from day one unless they rigged it. And even after they rigged it, they couldn't win.
Right.
So it's that simple.
I got to share something with you real quick with everybody. Right. Let me just pull this up. Somebody posted this on my wall. You see it?
No. Oh, yeah. Like.
I'm sorry.
I do. Lori, I'm the one that posts this crap all the time. I'm the one that always puts up the funnies. You're always looking at it going, oh. That's awesome.
I
look at the dumb look on his face.
Well, that's normal.
Yeah. I got golf to play.
They didn't have to Photoshop that.
No. You know what he said? Okay, I got a golf game to go play. I've been there almost all year. You guys keep breaking my game.
Yeah. Trump, you're in my spot. I thought that was funny. There you go. That was for the person that sent that to me. He says, oh, just play it during the show. So I promised him I would. But yeah, that's pretty funny.
That's funny.
So, okay, so we've got officially, except for one minor detail, one minor obstacle to go forward with, and that is to actually be sworn in.
Right.
On the 20th of January. So, but a lot can happen, guys. A lot can happen between now and you know, that's a month, a complete month from now.
Trying to explain that, you know, it was so. I still got dental floss and with Q-tips and cleaning rags trying to scrub the election out of my head, because I've been brainwashed that Hillary Clinton was going to win so long that I actually believed it for a while. Like, it's so bad that I started believing she was going to win. You know, like, I got the flicker rate stuck on me. We're fighting so hard against it. I started believing, like, holy shit, this crazy bitch is going to win. And we're going to have, like, you know, Dr. Evil pantsuit wearer as, you know, Kim Jong-il, the president of the United States. And I went, oh my God, Bernie Sanders might even be a cabinet member. Oh my God, I started believing this bullshit, Lori.
Oh my God.
I mean, like,
yeah.
I just literally, at this point, I took a sigh of relief, but then I went, shit, the war has just begun. Now we've got to prove all of the things we have to do. Like, we have to prove everything. We have to make sure. And people are like, oh, well, you know, he picked Rance Priebus. Oh, he's looking at Exxon. I don't care. Like, Hillary, listen, people, Hillary's not in office anymore. She's not in office anymore. That right there has changed government by 50%. And believe me, between the Podesta group and all of the crazy jackpot wackos that she's got with her, we have changed history. And I want to shout out to every single one that listens to my show, that listens to your show, that talks to us on a standard basis, that we go over stories and articles and we expose the truth, because this is truth media, not some fake lie bullshit shill media. This isn't Snoops or whatever that is and all these other people. This is the real media, because we dig. We find the truth and we post it. And if we're wrong, we'll tell you. And if you don't like it, I don't care. I'm trying to get the real story out there and not play games. If you don't like it, then you have your own opinion. Good. Put it in a postcard and send it to the governor. Because right now, at this point, we're fixing our country. And if you don't like Rance Priebus, I don't necessarily like him. There's people like Giuliani. I did not want, and I got to tell you this, Lori, one of my biggest concerns was Giuliani was going to get in with Trump and be a part of the cabinet. Giuliani's out. Chris Christie's out. So far, what has he done that anybody can't be happy with? Like, I understand that you need insiders. Giuliani's definitely an insider. The problem that I got with Giuliani is Giuliani was with the Bush cartel and their entire mainstream organization of the New World Order. He followed along like a little tiny dog on a string. He had no problems being in their hip pocket. And then all of a sudden he jumps out and starts yelling and screaming bloody murder about all this stuff. Look, I like Giuliani as a person as far as when it comes down to, he did some good things here and there, but he is politically bound by the Bush family. Anybody that works for the Carlyle Group, anybody that works for risk management, anybody that was in those bunkers, knew that Building 7 fell, and you're going to stand there and lie about it on national television, you're part of the problem. I did not want Giuliani in the cabinet. And you know what? After enough controversy and thought about it, Trump didn't either. Look, you can't pick every single person that you want and spin the wheel of fortune and go, this guy's great, this guy's not, this guy's great, this guy's not, this guy's great. Look, you have to pick some duds first and figure out where you're going with it. Not every single person is going to have the answer, but he's picking people that fix the problem. It's something we have not had in 20 years in government. He could make as many mistakes as Obama did, but Obama made them intentionally. So it's going to be real hard to match that quota.
Yeah, he's got a lot of crap that he needs to clean up. You know, it's like It's like moving into an apartment, you know, where the people before you were squatters. I mean, you got a lot of shit to clear out before you can make it your own. So
bed bugs is what you call it. You have to clear out the bed bugs. And as soon as you think you've killed all the bed bugs, here they come again. Full task force sucking your blood. These, you know what? That's our new word. They are the new bed bugs of Hollywood, mainstream media, and Washington, D.C. We have got to clear the bed bugs out of Washington, D.C.
Nice.
That's my new one.
There you go.
The bed bugs of D.C.
What do you think of this? Bill Clinton weight plummets to 117 pounds.
Well, it's called AIDS. It's what happens when you mess with kids and you screw a whole bunch of girls and women and then come home with it and go, it's okay, mama. I sold enough drugs in the 80s to keep us afloat forever.
Right. Yeah.
Look at that.
Remember that? Yeah, that was during Hillary's speech.
I'm telling you right now, that man, the only thing that's worse than that man is the man that stood next to him.
Yeah. Well, looks like they were both asleep, doesn't it? You still with us? Uh-oh, where'd Jeff go? Jeff, don't leave me. Jeff. Oh, great. Okay, well, I know what's going on with Jeff. Anyways. Jeff. Jeff, go on out and come back in, hon. Go out and come back in. Okay. Christy, what happened to Jeff? All right, anyway, so we'll just go on with this for a minute until Jeff comes back in. But this article right here says that, let me pull it back up again for you. Bill Clinton's weight plummets to 117 pounds as friends fear he's battling cancer. Well, like Jeff said, I mean, it's somewhere for a while he has more than cancer. I don't know, we'll see. But he looks like death warmed over.
I'm back.
Oh, there you go. Thank you. Don't leave me.
We lost power for a minute. I'm sorry. Our routers and everything went down. They hate when I talk about the Clintons.
Hate when we talk about the Clintons. That's right. Anyways, keep it together, Lori. I could go on with the show, but I mean, I don't know where Jeff wants to go next, so I don't really want to, like, you know, go off on a tangent or somewhere in another direction, and Jeff would have to steer it back. So that's the only reason why I kind of wait for Jeff to come back. Otherwise, I would just. Anyways, are you still there, Jeff? Oh dear God. Okay, let's do this. Give me just a second here, guys. Let me pull up this. Copy. Stop. I'm going to stop that. Let's, Trump wants to shut you down. Yeah, probably. Let's do this. Okay, let's bring Robbie in. Okay, like I said, I don't want to carry on the show because I know what direction Jeff wants to go. I just know we were going to talk about things, but it's his show. I don't want to step on anybody's toes. I don't want to, you know. Let's just give him a second before he comes back in, guys. He just popped out of it. I love you too, OSR. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, so Electoral College has made their decision on Trump.
And it's Robbie D to the rescue.
Robbie.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, Jeff popped out. I don't know what's going on.
He's in and out. He's in and out. You know, that's just how it goes sometimes. But yeah, we're talking about the Clinton.
There he is.
We're talking.
Jeff, you there?
We'll just do the filler until he gets his sound back. I did see something tonight. The FBI have been ordered to release the warrant to get Anthony Weiner's computers to investigate the Clintons. It doesn't look good for them.
Did you say the FBI has issued a warrant to get Weiner's computers?
No, they've been ordered to release the warrant, right, to make it public. Yes, right. So, you know, Trump said that, you know, he didn't really want to, go ahead with the prosecution, but his aides already said that really isn't off the table. Yeah, but now with today's debacle, it looks like that, you know, if we could, if you lot over there can make it to the end of January, there's a good chance that yeah, he will be draining that particular part of the swamp. And I say,
interesting.
I say, okay, yeah, because there's nothing like a vindictive vendetta. You know, they deserve everything they get. There, you know, there is going to be some sort of something going to happen, you know, because these Clintons can't get away with what they've done. It's as simple as that. Even if it is even if it is a pantomime, you know, the people have got to be placated somewhere. They've got to be given a little bone to be thrown, and the biggest bone out there is the Clintons collapsing. But the way I see it is the Clintons will drop down dead before they go to trial, because but you know, there's nothing like sipping margaritas in Tel Aviv, is there? Underground.
If you like pina coladas. So Christy just messaged me. They have lost internet connection.
Wow.
They have no internet.
So this is turned from the asylum to the underground resistance network. Oh no!
Yeah.
Back again.
Yeah.
I told you there was some cackling in the background. Should have rung the internet provider, and lo and behold, boom!
Right. So, like I said, I was just going. I didn't want to step on Jeff's toes and kind of,
I'm not doing anything. I'm here.
Hey, there you are.
Sorry about that, guys. We had like a power glitch, and they knocked me on the grid. They hate when I talk about the Clintons.
That was the cackling in the background.
That's the Clintons pulling the plug, especially when I do Larry Nichols. Because when I get on Larry Nichols, no one wants to hear me.
I'm so glad you're back. Like I was telling everybody, I could go on with the show and carry it. I just don't want to step on your toes and go into a direction that you weren't going to want to go into. So.
No, you can run my show anytime.
Oh, but you know, I'm just sitting back in the shadows. This is you. I didn't even prepare tonight.
Oh
no,
I'm flying by the seat of my pants. I worked all day.
Yeah, you kind of disappeared today. We were talking.
Yeah.
And you said, "What's going on?" And I said, "We're getting ready to go live." And you're like, "Yeah, I'm leaving for work. See you later."
Wait. What Jeff failed to mention, Lori, is that I was the one working. He just offered to come along and drive me.
That's not true at all. Now,
he drove
just because we're moonlighting at the same place does not mean anything.
He just volunteered to drive me.
I love you.
Oh, but I was on a roll too. I was getting ready to start ranting because I was.
You were. That's why they pulled the plug, because Jeff.
They hate when I rant.
Well, come on, now's your big chance.
What's up, Robbie D?
Hello, mate. Yeah, okay. I was drafted in as comedy relief until you came back.
Comedy relief.
You're riding on the Trump train tonight.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
Hey.
I was just saying that I just recently read something today that the FBI have been ordered to release the warrant that they would issue to seize Anthony Weiner's computers and make it public. Yeah. So it's not looking good at the minute.
I'm going to tell you what, guys. I can't look. Knowing the law the way I know the law and the way things work, okay? When they smell that you're involved in something, if you get a detective and I'm talking about local detectives. I'm not talking about DEA, FBI, or NSA, okay? If you get somebody that even remotely sniffs around your bush and they know you peed on it, yeah, they're going to be up your ass on your doorstep and they're going to be taking you in for questioning. You're going to have to figure out how many times you didn't do it, where you were, and how many people were involved. Okay. And all I'm telling you is I have never seen anybody in my life dodge the bullets like the Clinton family has. Anybody around Anthony Weiner, Uma Abedi, all these people should be locked up in prison right now, waiting trial or be out on bail. Because at this point in the game, there's so much evidence against them, they just don't know where to start picking people up at.
Yes, yeah, but so what's the bet in that both of them drop dead within weeks with each other suddenly out of the blue?
Oh, real close. Well, I mean, look, man, Turkish ambassadors just get blown away in the middle of mainstream. It's, it's just it's so comical when you watch it because I don't make light of people dying. What I make light of is when the government turns this bullshit into a news story and tries to jam it in your ass so that you can be distracted from all the other things. This is what fake news has been creating for a while. And when you can sit and put together these bad news stories, and we as social media that watch the stories, that go and dig deep between 20 different places, know the tunnels, and know who's involved in them. When you start seeing this, and you watch them, and then you watch mainstream media, and then you watch this, and you watch mainstream media, you go, holy shit, people. This isn't even close to being reality.
You should put CNN on right now. They are running with it like there's no tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, but you know why? Because CNN is not a news source. It doesn't matter if it says the Clinton news, the communist news, whatever CNN stands for. Because what happens here is they're not a news source. If you go look at their licensing under CNN News, it's CNN Entertainment News, which means they can lie to you about everything and anything, and it's all done through an entertainment purpose while they're programming you through your television programming set.
Oh, Jeff, why report the news when you can make it?
I don't need DVR. They just invent the shit as we go. Why do I need to back up and watch it again? There'll be something new coming out tomorrow that's not true.
Listen, when you've got the Rothschild-owned AP and Reuters, right? You can do whatever you want. It's as simple as that, and people need to realize.
Yeah, but I gotta say, the BBC is getting just as bad too.
No, it's all the same. They're all the same. They're all owned by the Zionists. They're all owned by the Zionists. Freemason.
Well, what's bad is I used to get more news off of Al Jazeera than I got off of mainstream media.
Yeah, but they've been created. It's like RT.
Right.
RT is a royal creation, right? They get their orders from Buckingham Palace, just like everyone else. And you know where Buckingham Palace gets their orders? Straight from the Rothschild dynasty. It's as simple as that. It's a vicious circle of nonsense. And people think it's reality.
BBC America coming to you live? BBC America? Oh, what?
Yeah, name me a news network in the world that isn't actually owned or controlled by any of them.
Asylum News Network, the Underground Resistance Network.
There you go.
There's two.
There you go. Next News Network. Next News Network was on RT the other night. Yeah, Mental. Talking about fake news.
But you know what? You got to, Jeff. I mean, and Robbie, you guys got to be careful of alternative news too, because I mean, look at the young jerks. I mean, the young Turks.
Yeah.
They're controlled.
or what do we call it? Snoops. What do they call it? That
Snopes. Yeah.
Snopes.
Oh,
Snoops.
Oh, so it's Snoops and Hoax. It's
Snopes.
Snopes.
Snope my nose in your business.
It's Snopes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Run by a husband and wife team who has no formal background in investigation, no college degrees. You know what they use? They use Google. They use Google searches, Yahoo searches, and we've got these two people, one of which who has been arrested on fraudulent charges, making the decision on what is real and what is fake. How repulsive is that, guys?
All I know is that they were funded by George Soros through the entire riot situation to be on air.
Yeah, move.org.
I mean, and I just, you know what? We don't make a penny. I'm not doing this for money. I'm doing this because I love my country. And you know what?
Right.
People can say whatever the hell they want to say. Look, I got backgrounds. I've made mistakes. I screwed up. I'm a nobody. But you know what?
None of us are clean.
I just tell the truth. I just would rather it be real than sit and listen to the Matrix propagate and flickerate me into a coma while I sit and believe this bullshit and then walk outside the door and wonder why nothing that I see jives with what I heard.
And the thing is, you know, people can't really fault. I mean, you know, we're not blowing our own trumpet, but people can't fault us because every time that we've put something out on Facebook, we've been consistent all the way through. We're not, you know what I mean? We haven't reported on a false flag for quite a couple of months, really, because hasn't, you know. But
because Robbie, sometimes a rock is just a rock. Sometimes an accident is just an accident. We don't call, you know, turkey lurkey, the sky is falling here if it's not. Look at we were backed up today by actually 3 other streams. One being Alex Jones, one being Richie from Boston, one being Russian Bids.
Yeah.
We got backed up on what we said today. You know, so.
I mean, yeah, we reported it. We said it what it was, and then we flipped the script and we gave our opinion pretty much straight away, and we was backed up pretty much immediately. You know, because it is what it is. It's a complete nonsense. It's a farce. It's a proper shell game. It really is. What can you say? You know, Christmas wouldn't be Christmas without a false flag. I mean, we've had this lorry crash, right? We had the same one in France. And the
wait. It's a truck. It's a truck and not a lorry.
Oh, it's a truck. Well, lorry. Truck, lorry. You know, we had the same thing in Glasgow. We had the same thing in Glasgow the previous year. I was on True Frequency Network. We was reporting on it, pulling it apart. Complete nonsense, a complete joke. Crisis actors galore. I'm just waiting for one of these crisis actors to actually die or something.
Well, did we just have a prime minister? Didn't you just lose a prime minister?
Well, we say lost him, you know.
We didn't lose him.
What was the chick in the red? What was the other one in the red?
Oh, you're talking about the one that died.
Yeah, the one that died from the gunshot wound.
Oh man.
You know, like the Gifford shooting.
Joe Cox. Do you mean Joe Cox?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, from the stabbing and whatever. Yeah, well,
yes.
I don't know. You might have to go and ask her in Tel Aviv.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's just like the reporter that we need to go back and check on that died with the cameraman. And I mean, you know, we could go back and go through all this. This is the funniest part. We've watched it for the last few years, and every time you spot it, and then you never hear anything else about it, except for at the gun grab bill in the Senate or the House while the Sandy Hook families are there trying to scrub us of all of our rights, or on the occasion that there's a remembrance memorial service where they're asking for donations again. Those are the only 2 places you ever hear of anything out of the ordinary happening. And I will have to tell you, I'm pretty impressed because I gotta put this out there. A friend of mine, his name's Adam Lemley, and a friend, and he had a house fire, he had a grease fire in his apartment. Okay, and he started a GoFundMe page, to try and help them out at Christmas time for just a little bit of help, man. It was an accidental grease fire. They lost just about everything. Luckily, their 3 cats got saved. And this is 3 working people. These are 3 people trying to make it, okay? And him, his daughter, and a good friend of theirs that all live together in this apartment. And this grease fire just wrecked their lives. And their GoFundMe page is topping, maybe a couple $100. And it's been up for 3 weeks now, and it's Christmas time, and they're starving to death. In fact, I'm actually inviting them over for New Year's to hang out with us and for Christmas Day so that they actually have food and something, because it's my good friends. But my whole point is, Comet Pizza, here you go. Comet Pizza, this guy's a multi-millionaire, okay, from trafficking kids. We've got the donation funds for Florida, for the Pulse nightclub victims. We've got the Sandy Hook Fund. We're talking about the Sandy Hook Fund's over $1 billion. This is the kind of stuff, people, that just blows my mind. You can't get help for somebody who lost everything, but they'll send millions upon billions of dollars to these families.
Yeah, it's almost like an industrial complex. It's the pedo industrial complex. Yeah.
Oh, it's a money laundering operation.
We traffic kids. We mess with them and then we kill them. Yeah, but we need money. Yeah, because we've been on CNN crying our eyes out, and Alex Jones has retracted all his stuff because we put the pressure on him with a phone call, and now we need some money to get over it. We need to send some more to Hillary, because they need to get some more tissues in for their libtards that are crying rivers all the way down the road.
Have you seen so many unpatriotic, unintelligent people in your life actually push people to try and be crooked? I mean, literally, they want to go crooked with it. It's not even the fact that these people are trying to fix the election because they already tried. It's not that they didn't false propagate all of the news for a year and stuff it in our ass telling us that Hillary was going to be the next president. But then when they lose, they still can't let it go enough to just be what they say is transitioning of power smoothly, and we're not going to fight this. Oh, no, they fought it every inch of the way. They've tugged, hugged, and pulled, and they look like the dog on the back of the bumper right now. They've embarrassed themselves and has gone as far as Hillary Clinton stepping out and saying, I believe that fake news caused me to lose the election.
Yeah, but when you look at it, if you look at it on the deep level, right, it's like the WWF, right? It's all about, right? And for the last 18 months, right, the Jesuits have played a really good game, really, and the public have swallowed it up. They actually believe that the whole thing was a real event. And it's not the first time it's happened as well. It's happened on every election cycle, including the midterms. They play people so well because, as I said, the media is a shell game. It's fun to watch for a while, but then it starts getting boring because they start rolling out people getting shot live on TV. Yeah, and then you have to look for the Masonic coding, and it's just like, boy, are they actually going to come up with something a little bit more original? Because, well, I don't know if it's fake or not. It looked real. We're not too sure. They can't do that because they're running with the same story over and over and over. How many truck crashes have we had? How many plane crashes that we've had that nobody's died on? Yeah, and planes that have suddenly gone missing, but probably never existed in the first place. Right? I mean, I saw a plane crash in Taiwan, right, where the plane went over the motorway, over the freeway, and crashed in a river. It turned out it was CGI. It was a psyop, and people was like, they couldn't see it, but they could see the actual chroma key layering of the plane and everything. It was all pulled apart. We all did it, whatnot. And this was only like 2 years ago. Yeah, people don't seem to understand that we're living in a fake reality controlled through the media. There's actually more realness if you go to the movies. because they're actually telling you what they're going to do.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, look at it like this, okay? You sit and figure this out, and it's something that just hit me. You know, you figure big business is gone in this country. People, the only thing you got is tug at the heartstrings and do stuff. Big business has left this country. We're starving to death. And these GoFundMe pages, this is just one page of multiple pages. Because when you go, each one of the victims has their own page. The one place has its own page. Then there's the official place that has its own page. None of them have just one page. So you might go look up one page that has, you know, $700,000 on one page. Go look at another one, might have $5.5 million. I know for a fact that the GoFundMe page for the Florida nightclub shooting was at 1.6 million within a week of it happening. So they recycle, they redo, they do this, they change it up, they put the different names on it, they add different people's faces to it, and they keep recycling the same bullshit. And what I've figured out is this is the new business of the nation here. GoFundMe has become the new victim's agent. You don't have to go hire an agent. You don't have to promote a whole lot. You just have a crisis situation, and then you ask everybody to donate to it. And at the end of the day, everybody gets paid. You know, all these fake actors have to get a paycheck. This is where it comes from.
They've been doing it from time. We've got a situation in the UK on the BBC. Every November, they got a thing called Children in Need, right? Where they donate. They're supposed to give to local charities and starving kids all around the third world, right? They collect millions of pounds, right? They have got, right, 95 million pounds, right, sitting in an account, right, collecting interest. And people have been, you know, it was found out a couple of years ago. And people are still donating money to it. It's like Live Aid, right? You know, you got people like, what's his name? Who did Live Aid? What's his name? Bob Geldof, Sir Bob Geldof, right? People don't realise that was probably one of the biggest scams going out. When they did the Live Aid concerts, nobody actually realised at the time that it was the Rockefeller Foundation that was actually funding the whole thing in the first place. It's the cancer charities. It's all these charities for this, that, and the other. It's like the Red, you know, the Red Cross, all of them. They're all scams, and people don't understand it. I was actually working for a company at one point that was actually going out and collecting signatures and stuff and donations and stuff for certain charities. And when I look at it, the whole thing was a scam. The actual companies were actually paying this company like £65,000 in advance, and they were looking to get 10 times back on their return. Right? It's a business. It's a scam because all these CEOs of these companies, right, are driving around in big cars and big houses and whatnot, and getting massive pay rises. And it's like, well, hang about. So how much exactly of the money that is given do you take a percentage? And they're taking like massive percentages and giving a small percentage. It's like it's a smaller scale of the Clinton Foundation. It's all a scam. We've been scammed for decades, and nobody, you know, when it comes to light, these stupid people are still going out giving the money. It really fucks me off. Excuse me.
Well, I mean, Robbie, you're exactly right. Let me ask you a question. So, hey, me, Lori, and Robbie, we're going to start a foundation. We'll call it the Clinton Foundation. And we'll go ahead and we'll take donations from every foreign country. And then we'll start another one. We'll call it the Haiti Relief Fund.
Yeah.
Oh, well, Robbie, this is what I'm going to do. You're going to take the Haiti Relief Fund. I'm going to take whatever charity I take. And then Lori can take the Clinton Foundation. And then what we do is we just launder the money between all the foundations constantly, and we never give any of it to anybody.
Right.
How soon do you think we're going to be picked up by fraud, internal affairs, revenue investigation? Every available agency will have a thumb stuck so far up your ass you wouldn't know what to do. And then when they're done, the IRS takes over and starts gang raping you on a 501c3.
Yeah, but what about if I send my NGOs in, right, first as well? I've got some NGOs we can send in, right, so we can actually get some of the kids out as well. Do that as well, because we can make some money off that.
You know that the only person in Haiti...
Do you see what I'm showing on the screen here?
Yeah, and what I was going to tell you is there's one person in Haiti that is truly there to help the people, and that's Gary Haven. Gary Haven's a billionaire, who has been flying planes in for months, and he is the only person that gives a shit about them people. But the Clintons, they pulled $16 billion
with a B, with a B,
and they have produced 2% of it to the Haiti people. If you were Hillary Clinton and you flew into Haiti right now and landed, you would get gang raped, attacked, and your head cut off, put on a stake if you were there.
Hey, like I always say, it only takes one head on a stick in the front yard to send a message out to everybody else, okay?
Oh, you know what? We should have a big party and tell her that it's going on in Miami, or someplace, and send her to Haiti and see what happens.
Yeah.
Look at this, Jeff. This is the Boston bombing GoFundMe, okay?
Yeah.
There is 33 campaigns running right now.
Oh, please don't.
I swear to God. This woman up here has got $797,355. Celeste and Sydney Recovery Fund.
Wow.
This guy, look at this. $737,355.
Yeah, but that's just one of the pages.
What? There's 33 campaigns going right now. This is page 1.
Do you know how much money it costs to renovate one single Masonic temple? Have you got any idea? It don't come for free.
I mean, look at this poor guy. This poor guy has only got $853. I mean, he's just a poor sap.
He must not have enough, begging children, that he can hand a bologna sandwich to, on there. It was, it always reminds me. You know what it reminds me of? What was the chick from Archie Bunker?
Archie.
What was the? Oh,
the daughter. The one, yeah, that did this. Yes. Oh God.
I always loved her commercials. She'd come on.
Sally Struthers.
What was it?
Sally Struthers.
Sally Struthers. You're exactly Sally Struthers. I used to love Sally Struthers. She'd come on. You know why she'd come on? You'd be watching TV. It'd be, you get home from the bar. It'd be late at night, midnight, 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. And Sally Struthers would come on and he goes, "You sick bastard, while you sit in that heated, well-air-conditioned house with the refrigerator stocked full of food. These poor children in Africa are starving to death in a mud puddle." And I'm like, "You fat bitch, why don't you give them the bologna sandwich you've got?" Like, seriously? I'm sitting at home and I'm supposed to feel guilty for this stuff. I didn't do anything about it. I just went to work today. And so these people all feel bad for these kids. There you go. They find out that half of these kids were from local neighborhoods. Probably not that one, but I mean, you know what I mean? Half these kids, they see them, they're from local neighborhoods. They filmed them out of an elementary school. They were having an elementary school, let's film the kids' day. And they were using the names just like they did at Sandy Hook. And that shit was going on then, and we knew about it. You remember how her agency got plugged 4 or 5 times before they shut them down?
Just like the white helmets in Aleppo that no one's ever heard of in Aleppo. Recycling kids for disasters. Same old shit. Same story.
Oh, you found it. I love you. You find some of the greatest stuff. So donate heavily to this woman's fund and make sure that she gets enough on that hairspray to fix that hair every day.
We got to fund the hairspray.
I mean, and don't get no hot lights around it because she'll go up like Michael Jackson in a storm. Don't
be saying that about Michael Jackson. He'll be around your house soon.
You know what? I can't wait for them to let him go free and let him run back around in the theme park.
He'll turn up with Joan Rivers. I reckon they both actually swap each other's identity because she's had a bit of a plastic surgery and stuff because she was seen out and about the other day.
Yeah, Joan Rivers was. I wouldn't doubt it.
No, yeah, she's still alive. In fact, I was actually reporting about that. She was still alive over a year ago, right? When she was.
Yeah, she was seen at Clive Davis's party.
Yeah, but before that, she was actually seen in a restaurant, yeah? Different hairstyle, right? Someone actually heard her while they was eating dinner in a restaurant in LA, right? And they said that was her. They said there was unmistakable, and it was literally a couple of weeks after she supposedly had croaked. on having surgery. Yeah,
And the only, oh my God, and the only reason why is because she called out Michelle Obama and said she was a tranny. Everybody,
Yeah, but
hey, and she didn't even do it. She
Everybody
goes,
called out
everybody
Michelle
knows
Obama.
she's a tranny.
yeah, but it was meant to. It's all part of the scripted, isn't it? It's all part of the entertainment. You know, it's all part of the nonsense of the Hollywood's bullshit satanic elite. We seem to always forget that it's run by Satanists who like to mess with people's minds, right? And sometimes they kill people, and sometimes they pretend to, right? It depends on the coding and what they want to do. In order, you know, it's no coincidence that how many of these so-called celebrities died this year and last year with all the coding and stuff. I mean, David Bowie, sorry, he ain't dead, right? Prince, very questionable. You know what I mean? The timing of it is impeccable. Yeah, how many people we're going to say is going to drop dead? And all of a sudden, all these stars have stopped dropping dead, right? So they did that distraction throughout. How many months was it? 6 to 8 months?
Oh yeah, on their 69th
Yeah.
birthday.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we got another one. Who was the other one that died yesterday at 99? She's getting on a bit, though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Turn that number around, you got your 66 coding.
I saw it too. Zsa Zsa Gabor.
Does I
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
But she's died
Zsa Zsa.
like 17 times.
exactly.
Hey, and you could say the Mandela effect all you want, but I know that I heard and saw on the news that Mandela died
Yeah.
back in the 90s.
Yeah, we got a new one now. Russian Vids has actually called it out, saying that Donald Trump's daughter, Ivanka, is a man, transgender.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Ivan, not Ivanka, Ivan. Right, so you got Michael Obama and you've got Ivanka, Ivan, right? Just like Wendy Williams. Wendy Williams is another transgender. The one
Well, there's a ton of them out there. You know that Victoria's Secrets has 3 of them.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Victoria's Secrets. Now, people, so we can catch you up to date on this. Victoria's Secrets has 3 transgender men to female, and you see them on the commercials all the time, and you drool over them, and you think about, you know, getting your wife some of that Victoria. Yeah, right. You think about those models in that outfit, you go, wow, I'd like to, you know, nail that. But
Exactly.
3 of them are men. They're men.
They're dudes.
We have been doing a study on this, and we have found some incredible, enlightening things, that there are a lot more men walking around as women than you thought.
What, you done a transvestigation, did you?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure. And there's a lot more of it than you ever thought it happened. Like, it happens every single day to a whole lot of people. And the mainstream world's oblivious to it.
We got a new prime minister who's a bloke. What's his name?
You have a new transgender prime minister?
Yeah, Theresa May.
Well, you had the other one who liked pigs, so it was cool. I mean, anything could be better than pigs.
Oh, this is unreal.
David Cameron openly admitted that he had sex with a dead pig and then served it to his guests for dinner. How twisted can you get?
Yeah, but you got to understand, right? The Bullingdon Boys Club is like the British version of the 322 Skull and Bones. Their initiation ceremony consists of going up to a homeless person, we call them tramps, yeah, right, and waving a burning £50 note underneath their nose, right? If there's I don't think there's anything more sick and twisted.
That's just wrong.
But that's the whole point. I mean, it's like, we used to watch, it was called Benny Hill, and it was funny because it was a little dirty, a little perverted. You got to run around and grab girls' butts and look at their titties and all that, all right? It's all cool. But then they just kept taking it the next step farther. The next step, oh, there you go. Now, all I'm saying, look at the look on Michelle's face. Michael was like, he's planted that on me before.
Yeah, but that's a photo.
You know,
that's a Photoshop. No, I'm sorry, but that's a Photoshop.
I know that's Photoshop.
We know it's Photoshop.
I'm just messing. I knew that was Photoshop.
But here's the thing, guys. I live in Chicago, and all you've got to say is Bathhouse Barry here, and everybody knows who you're talking about.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd love for you. Hey, Lori, why don't you pull the clip up? Of the white Jewish guy who went on the Senate floor and did a full disclosure about the homosexual relations with with Barack Obama in the limousine while they did drugs.
Yeah.
That was the best one of all. I mean, that one happened before he was ever elected, before anything else. All of his roommates that were in college came out. Even the guy on the blacklist came out and said, like, yeah, he, he's gay. And I mean, if you're gay, I don't care if you're gay, but don't come out into the mainstream world and try and propagate you're not gay and that the first lady wasn't a man. Because if you're going to do something, especially run for office, at least come out and be honest. But that's not what running for office was ever about in the last 20, 30, 40, 50 years. It's about lying and lying your way into a position where you can set yourself up for life and bring all your crony friends with you, all your cults, freaks, specialists, all of your weird wackos. And then once the party's going, it's kind of hard to turn it back. You've got drugs, you've got guns, you've got money, you've got transgenders, you've got males, females, animals, whatever you want. It's at your disposal. So you just roll with the flow.
Well, you got to understand the majority of presidents throughout history have been bending that way because they're all Freemasons, and Freemasons practice homosexuality. You know what I mean? Either behind closed doors or whatever, right? So there's guaranteed that nearly all of them would be actually doing that, having their little sausage party here and there, yeah, because that's what they're about.
You know, hug a redwood tree naked, whatever floats your boat. But the point about it is if you or me...
You talking about this guy here?
Yeah.
Okay, this is Larry Sinclair. Larry Sinclair ended up dead. He was killed in 2014 for this.
Yep, and so was Obama's other college roommate, who came out and said that he was openly gay. And this clip is so particularly... Can you play this one?
Yeah, let me... hold on a second. I gotta switch computers here.
This one's so openly about it. He actually describes the time, the date, the arrival, the limousine driver, and he's petitioning credit cards to pull the proof. He literally says when he's there, who did what, who he contacted. I mean, this guy didn't just pull a rabbit out of his ass. He pulled everything and said, here it is, and said, this is what this guy is. And then he died, and no one believes him.
But the thing is, it's not the fact that they're gay. It's the fact that they're pedophiles and they're shipping $65,000 worth of hot dogs, right?
Well, and it's the fact that you can't look. You could be Marion Barry. You can be caught with the hookers in the hotel room smoking crack, and you can still get your job back. So I guess you could run for president, but the fact of the matter is you shouldn't be because we know something about you.
Yeah, but this is, as I said, this is how the Jesuits work. They don't want anybody that's fair-minded in office. They need you to be as corrupt and easy to blackmail as possible. And yeah, they've got a laundry list of problems. But it's like the birth certificate thing coming out now. Why is it coming out now after 8 years? He's nearly out of office. Yeah, because they're goading you with it, knowing that there's nothing that you can really do about it. By the time anybody actually gets around to saying, "Oh well, we think we should actually impeach Obama," something else is going to spring up in its place and take.
Yeah, but you know what? We impeached Clinton too, and look what happened. I mean, he was still stayed in office.
Exactly. They've been played. It's entertainment for the masses, but in a really sick and psychotic way. We are dealing.
You want me to play this stuff?
Yeah, play this. Take it a second, Robbie, and let him play this second. Because this is really enlightening to understand.
I flew out of Colorado Springs, Colorado to Chicago on November 2nd, 1999, arriving in O'Hare early in the morning of November 3rd. I went to the Chicago area to attend the graduation of my godson, my best friend's son, from basic training from the Great Lakes Navy Training Facility. Reservations and accompanying seats in Gurnee, Illinois, based solely on location to the training center. On November 5th, 1989, I hired the services of 5-Star Limousine. Excuse me. I had hired them both for November 5th and November 6th of 1999. On November 6, 1999, I asked the limo driver, whose name I now reveal for the first time, Jagir Paramit Utani, anyone who would like to socialize and show me Chicago. Mr. Mutani understood that I was looking for someone who knew Chicago and would enjoy socializing. Mr. Mutani said he knew someone who was a friend of his. On November 6, 1989, after picking me up at the hotel in Gurney, and this is significant, I was on to make a call. A call was made to then Illinois State Senator Barack Obama to set up an introduction. Bar and exiting the limo, Senator Obama was standing next to Mr. Mutani, and I was introduced to Senator Obama by name. Later that evening in a bar, which I believe was called Alibis, and I state believe because I have failed so far to get Citigroup to provide the credit card receipts that has the actual name. I mentioned I could use a line or two to wake up. Senator Obama asked me if I was referring to Coke, and I stated I was. After stating I was, Obama stated he could purchase cocaine for me and then made a telephone call. This too is significant, from a cell phone to a presently unknown individual, during which Senator Obama arranged the cocaine purchase. Senator Obama and I then departed the bar in my limousine and proceeded to an unknown location where Senator Obama exited the limousine with $250, which was provided to him by me. Returned a short while later with an 8-ball of cocaine, which he gave to me. I did ingest a couple of lines of cocaine, and shortly thereafter, Senator Obama produced a glass cylinder pipe and packet of crack cocaine from his pocket. Obama then smoked the crack cocaine. I performed fellatio on Senator Obama in the limousine during the time Senator Obama was smoking crack cocaine. After which I had the driver take me to my hotel, the Comfort Suites, Gurney, Illinois. The following day, November 7th, 1999, Senator Obama appeared at my hotel room, unannounced, uninvited, where we again ingested cocaine and I again performed fellatio on Senator Obama. Significantly, both the driver's telephone call to Senator Obama and his call to the drug dealer should appear on the driver's and Senator Obama's cell phone billing statements. Of 2007. September 2007, I contacted the presidential campaign of Barack Obama to request solely that Senator Obama publicly correct his stated drug use record to reflect his use of crack cocaine with me in November of 1999. When I made the first contact, I left with the presidential campaign of Senator Obama a telephone number for the campaign to return my call. The first number I provided was a Texas cell phone number. From the period of Labor Day weekend 2007 through November 18th of 2007, I did provide a total of 4 different callback numbers to the Obama campaign. I had moved and I had changed the numbers to reflect locally my place of residence at the time. In late September to early October 2007, I received a call from a male who identified himself as a Mr. Young, stating he was calling in regards to calls I had made to the Obama campaign. This first call was in fact an attempt by Mr. Young to obtain from me the identities of anyone I contacted concerning my 1999 allegations against Senator Obama. This first call shocked me in that this Mr. Young, the first call, an attempt by Mr. Young to obtain from me the identities of anyone I contacted concerning my 1999 allegations against Senator Obama. The first call shocked me in that this Mr. Young asked me why I had not asked Senator Obama to disclose the sexual encounters I had with Mr. Obama in 1999. I was shocked, as I had never mentioned to the campaign or anyone working for the campaign any sexual encounters, as my call was prompted by drug allegations only. The call ended with Mr. Young stating I would hear from someone in a few days. In mid to late October 2007, I received a second call from Mr. Young. Am I clear?
What's that?
You can cut it if you want.
Okay.
It pretty much lays out. Now, you know, I can think of a lot of stories that you can put together. I was in town to hang with a friend. I'm going to a military graduation. I'm there having a good time, and y'all know the limo drivers always hook you up, okay? So his entire story is pretty believable. And then there's that one other thing that happened. He's dead.
Just that little detail.
You know, this dude,
He was killed in Tennessee by a hit and run driver.
by a hit and run driver. The only reason why I bring this up is because this has been going on and on and on, and you don't see it. We don't see it. We don't know it until we, the true news network, the one that stops telling the lies, the one that goes and finds the true stories, we piece together the difference. And the reason why this was so important is look at where Barack Obama has taken this country. The same place he took this guy in a limousine to a glass pipe in the middle of nowhere getting a Hummer. And I guess the guy was good enough that he came back the next day and got one at the hotel room. My whole point is this. Look at the shit that we're believing and we're listening to, we're understanding. This is going on around us with our politicians. These are the people we're supposed to be putting into office to protect us. If you're sitting up there, and I don't care if you're gay, I don't care if you wear a skirt, I don't care if you're transgender, I don't care about any of that stuff. If that's what you do it. Don't force your ideas on me. Don't force your shit on my kids. Don't come into my bathroom. If you want a bathroom, tell Walmart to put 6 of them in. And that means each person gets their own stall. You know, this is very simply done. Everybody has the right to be what they want to be, but you don't have the right to force it on everybody else. Yeah. And opinion and politically correct used to have 2 meanings. You had an opinion, and political correctness was you looked at it and tried to give it some kind of merit. Now political correctness has taken over correctness and nobody knows what the hell to do. Well, because it's complete mess.
Political correctness is a mechanism.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's all used against us. This is what they've turned your kids into, your millennial college students, your kids that watch TV endlessly with that drool look on their face and then fall asleep on the couch while it soaks into their head in the flicker rate and the back masking and all the crap that they've got labeled into the audio files that they have pumped instead of what it used to be, which was a 4-layer track. Robbie, tell us how many layers you can get in a track now.
Oh, God, countless.
You can get a 32-track mixer and be a nobody.
Exactly. 64 tracks, 32 tracks, whatever you want.
A 4-track mixer back in the day, you could decipher. You could play it, slow it, back it up, cut it down, get it to where you want it, and you could figure out what it is. When you've got 32 tracks, 42 tracks, 50 tracks running, your mind is constantly like a computer. Your mind is taking in the digits, it's processing the information, and it's telling the rest of your subconscious mind things while you're sleeping, while you're working, while you're doing stuff. Things that you picked up the day before may not register until 3 days later because your brain hasn't applied it to the situation yet. And as soon as it drops in the right slot, then it fills the void and starts making up the decision from there. And this is how DARPA works. This is how the brain scans work. This is how the mind and the flicker rate work. People don't understand this, but you can sit and watch it. They talk about it. They just call it poltergeist. They just call it, white noise. They call it, the background noise you don't ever hear.
Yeah.
But they're cutting it with other things that you do hear. And the craziest part about this is that we all buy into it. Why do you think that Samsung phone you want is so popular? Why do you think all of this stuff that we see on TV becomes the next thing that your kids want? And they'll get done with a commercial and playing their video games, and they'll go, let's go to Toys R Us and buy all of it doesn't matter what it is. It's whatever they programmed your kid to fit. One's for girls, one's for boys.
Star Wars now, isn't it? Star Wars this and Star Wars that.
And even if it wasn't Star Wars, it could be Barbie doll Star Wars. It could be the next big Hot Wheel. It could be Beyblades. Or, they could just even throw it in front of you and not even tell you what they were throwing in front of you. And you can't figure it out because you're so intelligent that you can't see that when you let your kids play a game called Minecraft, that you're shaping their minds in the way they want. It's called Minecraft for a reason.
Yeah.
But I know that if we slow down and explain it to everyone, Minecraft, television.
Yeah,
See,
but nobody.
I'm in the
No,
4-track era. Robbie. I'm in the 4-track era. I'm still talking real slow and explaining it. The rest of them, it just skips by their head. He goes, Minecraft. And you go, what happened?
yeah, but they don't care. Nobody cares. Nobody gives a shit. And do you know why? Because they're zombified by it. They are hypnotized until somebody wakes them up and they realize what they're actually watching and what they're not watching. They ain't gonna give a damn. You could be talking to them for about 10 hours about it. Yeah, you could be, as far as they're concerned, you could be Bart Simpson talking to his dog, and all his dog can hear is blah 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 blah. Because that's how the mind control works, unfortunately. And they, people don't seem to understand television and movies was not there for entertainment. It was there to entertain you. Yeah. Oh, yeah, find it entertaining, but it was there to program you, like you said. Yeah, it was there as a mind control. It's an occult tool. And it isn't something that just John Logie Bear decided, oh, I'm going to invent the television. And yeah, no. This was planned a long time before then. They knew, because the technology wasn't available didn't mean that they didn't know the inkling and the know-how, right, to be able. They knew that in this century, this completely fabricated century that they guided us to, that they needed a form of mass mind control, and the television was invented for that purpose, and so was the movies, and so was the music. The music is just as bad as the mind control. For the mind control, all of it, all in concert, running together, creates the illusion of your false reality of perception. So you go around your day to day not realizing that you're being had on so many levels. Yeah, that the people that giving you the entertainment have got sinister forces behind them with ABC numbers, CIA and whatnot, MI6, MI5, all those, they people don't seem to understand why is it that the CIA and the military, the industrial military complex, have got such a massive impact and input into the Hollywood industry with all the movies, because they fucking control it.
Oh yeah.
It's as simple
And
as that.
every one of your cell phones, every one of your IDs, every one of your user network IDs, every one of your login to Facebook, every single one has a dollar symbol behind it. Just because you don't pay for it doesn't mean you're not paying for it.
Yeah.
Right.
It's all paid for one way or another. It wouldn't be there. It's just part of that whole, if we give it to them, they will show up and do something in wider range. And look at exactly how many times do you see people on a daily basis now where you walk by them and you say hi and they say hi back to you? Most people have no concern about you whatsoever. They're too busy. I went to the store twice this week, and I can remember going to the store and you used to run into people all the time. You talk in the aisleways and you go, hey, what's going on? And you go to the store for 30 minutes and be there an hour and a half. But that's not how it works. Now you go to the store and you have to fight your way through the checkout lane, and if the person at the counter can't wait on you fast enough, well, they've got an automated lane you can go to so that you can get done faster while you're looking at your iPhone, looking for the coupons.
People, we've raised a generation of children and now adults where they want complete and total instant gratification.
I'd just like to warn you though, while we've been distracted talking about that, Chris has been raiding the fridge, drinking your beers, mate. You might want to.
Man, Chris, I had your back, girl. I wasn't going to tell him.
Yeah, you might want to put a lid on that shit, man. He's down to the last beer. He's been sneaking out every 5 minutes.
Have we not learned anything in this last year we've been together, guys? Friends don't let friends live stream drunk, okay?
Yeah, because not only that, but you got nobody to talk to. It gets kind of lonely.
It's kind of lonely. I don't know about you, but I've got the voices in my head that talk to me just fine. I don't know about you guys.
But yeah, you're absolutely right. You know, it's ridiculous.
You know, guys, look at today, and we kind of strayed off a little bit, but I needed to say some stuff because I'm watching the transition from Trump to, you know, Obama with his fake birth certificate that Joe Arpaio has now completely put out there, and the fact that, you know, he was never qualified to even run for government because he was a foreigner. The fact is, you know, this isn't all new issues. This is old issues. The problem with old issues is there's still issues. People just go, oh, well, that's old news. No, it's not sometimes. Sometimes it's old news when it's about a train accident or a car wreck that no one got killed in, and the car's destroyed, and the lives go on, and people get on with their stuff. It's another story when it's the president of the United States is not an American. The president of the United States was smoking crack and homosexual openly, and no one questioned any of this with the first lady. No one questioned any of this with anything. And so the question is, what do you want running your country? Well, for the last 8 years, we've seen what it is, and we can see that he's done a horrible job, but then he still has the nerve to come on TV and tell us he's the best thing since sliced bread. You didn't know it. Pat himself on the back and say, I got all this for you. I did all this for you. And all I can see is, you know, weight, devastation, destruction, and countries ready to go at war with each other. The economy in the worst spiral it's ever been. The Federal Reserve hasn't been checked in so long that really they're past their checkup date. They just need to be, you know, taken down, taken apart, and reassembled as some kind of sanity, because none of that makes any sense. You know, Our tax base and our businesses have fled the country because everybody needed to get rich on top of the pyramid except for everybody below the pyramid. And that's how it's been for so long that nobody knows anything else. And it used to be trickle-up economics because you could go up to the pyramid and knew that there was a handful and they were making all the money, and then everybody else made a pretty good amount. But not anymore. Now, the handful are the only ones that make the money, and everybody else is slave to the labor. It just doesn't make any sense on how we keep pushing this bad agenda, and we have crackpots like Nancy Pelosi and all these others who are literally brainwashed morons standing there talking about the word, talking about how crazy. I mean, these people don't have a clue. And they're puppets. And you can see their puppets when they're on their Thorazine going,
I just said that.
And all I'm saying is we finally have somebody, and I know, Robbie, I know where you stand with all this, and I just had to say, I got to give the guy a shot, man. We got somebody standing in office who's he had enough balls to go against the media, had enough balls to stand up against most of these people, all this crap that's going on, have every kind of twisted-ass piece of shit celebrity step out and bad-mouthing. Women jump out of the woodwork, and before they could even get their story out, they jump back in the woodwork and say, oh, I'm sorry, I just wanted a $2 check. You know, this guy has brought business back to the country. He's doing something, and yet mainstream media still says Hillary won the votes when we know she didn't. Yeah. They can't even stop the lie after the lie has been caught, proven. If you were in school, you'd have your ass tanned so many times when I was a kid, you wouldn't have been able to sit down, because not only did you lie, you got caught in the lie, you got proven on camera that you got caught in the lie, you got your ass whooped, and you lied again and got your ass whooped again. You wouldn't be able to sit down right now. And yet they just keep pushing the same bullshit.
Yeah, and you're going to find out about 6 years from now, when you're sitting in the FEMA camp, cleaning out the toilets, you're going, do you know what? Fucking hell, I was wrong, wasn't I? Yeah, they was right, innit it? Yeah, another asshole for the agenda. Another puppet with the little pulley string at the back. Yeah, and do you know what? When it starts running out, yeah, they have to drive down to the Federal Reserve and get them to pull the string back, yeah, to get the energy back in your limousine and back to the White House, yeah? Because we all know the Federal Reserve is running the show. Always have been. There's the real president sitting in the Federal Reserve right now as we speak. You know, they're just carrying on as normal. And they'll carry on as normal right to the end until the Federal Reserve serves no more purpose.
The biggest problem that we have at this point is we have run out of time to fix problems. We're at the bubble bursting, the economy failing, foreign countries wanting to eat each other. There is so much divide in this country, and with everybody in this country, we've got foreigners creating strife. We've got Muslims creating strife in foreign countries, bombing, blowing up, just annihilating everything. And then the one person that stands up and says it and says, look, this is real. This is something we got to look out for. And he gets booed and like, you can't get away from the immigrants. You can't stop. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You can stop the inflow. You can stop losing the jobs. You can bring back 70,000 companies that produce jobs. You can stop trading with foreign countries. And if just half of what Donald Trump has said comes to light, this country will be better in 4 years like it's never seen in 20. It will be. But we have to give it a shot, because at this point, if we don't, you got to stand somewhere. And at least right now, I got nothing else to stand on but stand behind him and back him. And I don't agree with everything, but you know what we said? And I will have to say this. You said you didn't like Chris Christie, didn't you?
I don't like Chris Christie.
I hate Chris Christie. So that's just there. You said you didn't like Giuliani, right? Giuliani's not there now. So all I can say is we've called out a bunch of names we don't like, and they're not there right now.
No.
And all I can say to you is this: continuing in the forward manner without the Bush family and the Clinton family running the show 100%. Now, we know that they're running shit in the back rooms and they're pulling strings, but I do believe that this man has them on the run. I do believe that there are some people that really would like to see something happen to him, and not a good thing. And I do believe that he has the best intentions at heart right now. Now, there are 50 million other things that have to occur, and he is only one man. This is not just up to him. This is up to all of us. This is what we have to, as a country. We voted for the man. Let's stand behind him and help him with his policies. Let's stand him and help him get this country back where it needs to be. Let's prosecute the pieces of shit that are in office. Let's take down all the stuff and start building this country. Let's start flying a flag again and mean that it's something more than the UN. And let's get out of all these foreign countries and stop fighting with brown people. You know why? Because we don't need to be there. We don't need what they have. Let them have what they have and bring it to the market. It'll be tradable, and it'll be dollars, and it'll be going to the right places instead of all the wrong places. And so far, that's what Trump has said. And you know what? I could say a lot of things, and it's not going to make any difference because he's going to do what he's going to do. But one of the things I can tell you is this. He has brought more change in the last year to this country. And you could say, oh, he's brought divide. Yeah, amongst the libtards that don't understand what policy really is. They want everything given to them. I'm talking about to the real working man, to the people that actually have a shot, to the coal miners, to the industries, to the places that are gone, the steel workers. This country doesn't have a backbone anymore. It's been pulled out, and all we have is a pile of jelly. At least we have somebody who stands in the office that will talk to the military, protect our veterans, believe in the cops, and start making something out of this country. He may not be perfect, and he's got a long way to go. But you know what? He at least is trying. No one up until now in the last 15 years has done anything but divide this country, separate it, sell it off to the UN, and to every foreign country that will take possession of anything we can get rid of, and dump us into the way so that we can be a third world country broke, starving to death, just like most of the other third world countries.
Yeah, but that's because your country's run by a shadow government, and your country's still run by a shadow government, and next year your country will still be run by a shadow government, and the year after that, and the year after that, because as we know, there's a much bigger agenda at play. And that's why every 4 years you get somebody to run, right, for the privilege of wearing the suit, right, to stand there and be the chief spokesman, the CEO for the shadow government, right? And unfortunately, it's been like that for a very long time. And it's not going to happen for much longer, because at some point there ain't going to be no need for no US president, because America will be split in two, smashed from the inside. From the you're seeing it now, right? You're seeing the divide and conquer. And what was it that we talked about today, Laurie? Duality world, the world of duality, right? That's why you've got a two-party system. The two people fight, two different camps fighting, but really it's a uniparty. They're all part of the system of the shadow government that exists but doesn't exist because you can't prove it, because there is nothing on paper that says they exist. But we know they exist, right? Because they always tell us, you know, they brag about it. And at some point, unfortunately, you could have 10 Donald Trumps, right, to try and fix the problem. Unfortunately, when the time comes, and the time is coming rapidly, right, when they pull that lever, right, and they collapse America from the inside out, which has been the plan all along for the last 260 or whatever years America's been created. They knew at what time and what agenda and what decade and what hour it's all going to come collapsing in. And they're going to sit back and they're going to be laughing because they've accomplished everything. The last 70 years that they've spent setting it up. I mean, they've obviously set it up for thousands of years. Yeah. But the last 70 years is when they put the meat on the bones. You know, the creation of the UN was a major component of that. You know, we got Israel, right? Not really many people are talking about Israel. Israel is right in there, right in between the cracks in the veins and in the meat and the bone of America, right? And nobody wants to talk about it, but they can't, because if you speak out against this, you can talk about anything you want. But if you talk about Israel, oh, you could end up in court on charges, end up going to jail. Yeah, because you're an anti-Semite. Yeah, but it's still happening. You know, the majority of Hollywood is run by Jews, Zionist Jews. You know, the media is run by Zionist Jews. The business corporations are run by Zionist Jews. The government is run virtually by Zionist Jews, right? But we all know they're Romans anyway, so it all goes back to Rome, and then it all goes back to the Jesuits again, right? So basically, the Jesuits have actually now replaced the Zionists in the White House, and now are in the White House themselves. It's now their turn, and that's how the shit's running. So, you know, let's hope. Now, that word's been bandied around a lot in the last couple of days, especially today. The word hope. Let's hope that Trump is what he says he is, right? Because if he is what he says he is, he's in more trouble than what he is if he's not. Because then he's just running the script, running the tables, right? He will give people what they want. While behind the scenes, the shadow government, the Jesuits, will be running the tables and doing what they're doing just to get this new world order in place. You know what I mean? It's really sick. We live in the psychotic duality dichotomy, and people need to understand what's at stake here, because at some point America is going to collapse in on itself, and there ain't nothing no one can do about it, because that's how they want it. There, you know, but we can live in hope that he will try and make America great again, but that's just on the surface, you know, behind the scenes. Yeah, you know, that's why we're here. That's why we're here, to report this, to let people know, to wake them up and make them understand there's a whole bigger picture at stake. You know, we're not going to go biblical about it right now, but yeah.
Lori, what's your take?
I'm just keeping my eye between now and the first of the year. Actually, between now and January 20th, I do believe that we have a event coming up that will be earth-changing, world-changing event. We know that the old world order needs to be destroyed before the new world order can come to fruition. 2017 is not only a big year biblically, being 5777, or 7 being the number of completion, or 7 being the number of completion, 8 then being the number of new beginnings. So we've got a lot coming up. You know, we're going to keep an eye on things. I do foresee more of these false flag events between now and Inauguration Day. I think we need to keep an eye on it. We need to stay vigilant as far as that. I truly do pray for the new leader. I do pray for Trump. Not only do I pray that he is who he says he is, but I also pray for his protection, because we know that if he is, like Robbie said, if he is who he says he is, he's in some serious trouble, my friends.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, and you know, that's, look, I know you weren't a big Trump supporter. I know Robbie hates Trump. I got all that, okay?
No, I don't. No, I don't hate him. That's the whole thing. I've actually found him quite entertaining, right? I've always found him quite entertaining, even before I found out, you know, the whole agenda of everything and waking up and whatnot. Yeah, you know, I've, you know, there's a part of me that wishes him all the best, but unfortunately, right, I've seen the whole scenario of what it is, right, and you know, when I see my man putting up his putting up his Masonic 666 signs and whatnot and coded language, right? Everything that he does and says tells me that he is part of the team, right? And it's all a big charade, you know. Yeah, as I said, there's the other part of me that would like to keep my foot in the world and think, yeah, I really hope that he makes your country a good place again, because you've had a really bad time of it. But unfortunately, you've had a really bad time of it for very good reasons, yeah, because there is an agenda at foot, right, to bring your country down by every means necessary, socially, politically, financially, any way, morally as well, right? And it's oh yeah, and dumbing down of America is almost complete.
Yeah.
Is almost complete.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, and I've said this many a times, and I can't remember which guest who said about it. It might have been Fritz, actually. Fritz Springman said something about the 60s and whatnot. Yeah, people were awake back then, but they didn't have the capability or the technology or anything to be able to communicate with people around the world at the time to tell people what the hell was going on. If it did, people should have done something 40 years ago, right? The elite didn't have a chance back then because they didn't have the technology they have now to be able to manipulate the situation. And the industrial military complex only went so far with whatever technology that they got. Wouldn't have been able to suppress 4 or 5 billion people, how many people was on the planet at the time, because that would have been the time for people to rise up, destroy these Satanists, yeah, put them on trial, execute them, be done with them. All the bloodline families gone. Too late now. Too late.
Yeah, but it's like the crab in the pot deal, you know. If you ever been out crab fishing, crab trapping, okay. I used to crab trap in Florida when I go down and hang out with my grandpa, and when you get all these crabs, you got to do something with them. You got to take them back and cook them, okay. Well, if you fire the water up and it's boiling hot, and you drop the crabs in there, they'll jump back out of the pot. They'll fight it. They'll bite at you. They'll until they die. You know, it's pretty cruel. You can see it, okay. But if you throw them in a pot of cold water and you stick the pot on the burner and you turn it on slow, it'll slowly boil, and the crabs will just lay in there and die. They won't fight it. They won't stir much. They won't hardly do anything. And that's what the slow bake has been with all technology lately, okay?
Called incrementalism.
Everything that they've been doing is they've been baking us for years, baking us with the cell phones, baking us with the TVs, radiating our brains, putting the stuff into our home power, the power grids, Wi-Fi signals. I mean, your mind never shuts off. Even when you go to sleep, the Wi-Fi signals bounce around in your house. Your brain still picks up those signals, okay? So they've been slowly baking us for so long that we're just numb to it, and we're getting ready to boil. The problem is there's been a few crabs out there that just won't take the shit. And they've been rising up, knocking the lid off the pot, and we're a part of it. We stack up. We'll stand on top of each other until we get to the top and push everything off so we can get somewhere. It's unfortunate. We have lost a lot of good people in these last few years to the cause. But we have awakened so many people to the reality of what's going on out there. And even the people that weren't awake, people that were just like, la, 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 I don't want to know about it. I don't care. I don't want to know. Can't put it down now. They can't stop. They come by and they say, look, man, you know, I don't understand all this crap with the government. I don't get all this, but you seem to. So what the hell's really going on? And when you start telling them, they just look at you and go, no, it can't be. And then they do a little research and a little more research. And then they look at me and go, Holy crap, dude! I thought you were crazy.
Yeah. How many times has that happened this year?
It happened quite a bit this year.
Man. Oh man. I've had that
It's been
conversation.
happening, and if you see by our broadcasts and by our repeats and by our likes and by everything, you could see that we're changing the narrative. We have created a points curve, and we are starting to win, and we have to keep fighting. This is the beginning, people. Trump getting into office is just the beginning. People, don't let your guard down. Don't breathe a big sigh of relief. It's not over with. We just started. The race is still the rest of the 500 miles to get there. It's true. I mean, it's common sense that nothing changes the first 6 months, the first year. And usually in most presidencies, the president's come and gone before you actually see the initial full change.
Well, it takes a number of years for it to trickle down. I mean, the things that we're seeing now happening with our economy and everything. Yeah, some of it is Obama's fault, but a lot of it is been handed down, and we're just starting to see the effects from the Bushes. So,
before that,
one of the biggest problems that we saw with the Obama administration is they could enact the policy immediately. You know, when you can sign your own shit in the bill, when you can sign your own bill in the office and say, "Hey, start it tomorrow."
Yeah,
that's kind of like why, you know, we see a lot more of Obama stuff that's actually in place right now, because when he didn't like something that no one else would do, he would just put it in. I'll just sign a power of attorney form for the American people, and we're going to waive all the fact that you have a right to vote. You don't have anybody sitting in office that's going to talk for you because they're all paid shills. So I'm just going to put my name to the piece of paper because I can.
Exactly. You're absolutely right.
I just want people to realize freedom is only what you make it. And if you don't fight for it, if you don't stand for it, then it doesn't mean anything. Because if you don't fight for it and you don't stand for it, then you have no business enjoying it. And that is what people like me and Lori, and I'm not patting myself on the back. I'm talking about to the 20,000, 30,000, 50,000, you know, on air, real people who try and get the news out, who try and wake up other people so that they can wake up and be threatened. They can wake up and be shilled. You know, like a good friend of mine, Wolfgang Helbig. You know, Wolfgang talked a lot about Sandy Hook, and he was putting out the truth and really getting the information. He got a few people to back him, and he got more people to back him. We got real witnesses. We got real people that knew what they were talking about. We take it to court, and the court system plays games with him over and over and over and over and over and over. And finally, one of the biggest persons that was in this was Lenny Posner, Poser, fake Posner, 27 different aliases Posner. And Lenny...
Honor Network Lenny Posner.
Yeah, the Honor Network Lenny Posner, the shill parent of a Sandy Hook kid that didn't die. And then they want to come on the air, and they didn't even come on the air. They did a couple times, but almost never. But what they want to do is they want to get on there, and they want to stop your videos. So they go to Barack Obama, and they get a special letter that they send out to YouTube and all the other ones that says you violated their rights and that they have the right to shut your channel down. And they just rip your guts out. Only when you start fighting it, you realize the letter's a shill letter. There's no basis to it. It doesn't stand up in a court of law, and it doesn't mean shit.
Well, here's the thing: is I've actually been immediately affected by the Honor Network.
Yeah,
I've had two videos removed off of Facebook for copyright infringement, with a direct complaint brought to me by the Honor Network. I fought it. I won. My videos are put back up there. Shortly after that, actually about a year after that, somebody formed a website. It's not there anymore. We had it shut down, but it listed the quote unquote enemies of Sandy Hook, and it had a lot of people were listed on there. I was listed on there. Eric was listed on there.
how.
I was doing all the shows with Eric and Wolfgang, so I know we were on there.
I bet Barry Sataro channel was listed on
This
there.
was before Barry Satoro channel, but
Probably
this
Red Silver J.
yeah, this was this was actually the beginning of this year, and I sent Eric a link. I sent what's his name there? I don't listen to him anymore. Who's the guy that used to come on with us, Jeff?
We had a whole bunch of them. Which one?
He's a popular YouTuber. Professor Do.
Oh, yeah, Professor Do. And then we also had
Professor Do was listed on it.
Dabu 7, another one. You know, I mean, a lot of people that
Dabu 7 was listed on it. Yeah, we had it. We got together and we had it shut down. But yeah, it was a total harassment. He was using, basically the law to come after people who spoke out and told the truth about Sandy Hook. So I'm glad. Do you want me to show the screenshot of what you're talking about here?
Sure.
Well, they've got to shut you down at some point. They've got to make a movie about it, haven't they? It's like with Boston. What's next?
Right. Yeah. Hold on, let me pull this up. So
that's the article, right?
The Facebook post.
What?
Yes, no?
Yeah, it doesn't have the listing on it, does it?
I don't know. Hold on. Right here?
Yep. Pull it.
So Jory says, I just got off the phone after talking to Wolfgang Helbig. He has filed a discovery motion that will require poser Posner must reveal his real identity. Posner initiated a civil lawsuit against Wolfgang Helbig, and now it's going into full jury situation. Wolfgang will also contacted the embassy for Latvia for proof that Posner is in the U.S. legally. I don't know what that's about, but the fact that we're going to know this man's true identity and he can't hide behind the 27 aliases that we've discovered for the guy. This is big.
Yep.
Have you spoken with Wolfgang?
No, not yet. I'm trying to reach him. It's crazy the way these people, are. The way this guy can go around and stalk people, give them all kinds of problems, create all kinds of strife, anything and everything under the sun.
Just for putting out facts. I mean, nothing that we've ever said is false on this.
Everything that we do, we literally, try and make sure that it's right. I just, it blows my mind how people out there will let a guy like this Lenny Posner, run around and do this stuff. He has stalked Dan Vidandi. He's stalked Wolfgang Helbig. He's stalked a ton of people that we know. And it's just crazy. It's these people look out and they see this guy following them. His license plate says Lenny. He drives a black SUV and it's everywhere that anywhere that you go.
Talking about crazy, did you know Barack Obama is the first Nobel Peace Prize winner to actually bomb 9 countries?
Oh, yeah, isn't that great?
Can you believe that?
What else we got up there?
Let's see, what else do we got? I think that was all we were going to cover, wasn't it?
Oh, we were going to cover, yeah, pretty much. Actually, that does pretty much get to the end of it.
Wow. There you go. Oh, you have an announcement.
The asylum.
Your wife bought you a early Christmas present.
Yep, she got me the asylumnewsnetwork.com and got it to me on GoDaddy. So we're putting it together, people. We're making it happen. We're trying to get everything rolling, and we're just literally piecing this together. There's on a zero budget, but we've actually made it work, and so we're just trying real hard to to get the truth, put everything.
I can set up a GoFundMe for you if you like.
Yeah, yeah. Unfortunately, big government doesn't like me enough to give me money,
No.
and it's not like I would take it, because that's where GoFundMe comes from. The real money, the real stuff, is big government funds it.
Right.
When you do anything, it literally comes down to, you know, GE Aircraft donated 15 million. Barack Obama donated millions. You know, these people.
Don't forget about Disney.
These people, yeah, Disney. Oh my God, Disney has donated billions, millions. GE, millions. All these companies donate millions of dollars to all these different things because it's a huge money laundering operation. They can pump the money in and get it back in different ways through different campaign funds, have different bills go. If it's something you want to get passed, you just slap it on a gun agenda bill and then back it up with some rhetoric and statements and bullshit. And the next thing you know, it's on.
That's right. That's how it's done. It's too bad it's only for big companies and big time names, and it's not for the little guys who are actually putting out the truth out there.
Yeah, who really work hard to get it out there and to do it as best they can with what they've got to work with, and know that it's on a shit budget trying to fix the problems and communicate to enough people to make it worthwhile. The problem that you run into is you got millions covering above you. These companies get dumped millions of dollars. They may be losing money. I just heard today that the New York Times is renovating their building to rent out the first X amount of offices so that they can pay their bills because they're doing so bad in the ratings.
Wow.
So they're actually having to downsize and renovate the building so they can rent it out to somebody else so they can make money because they're so bad at lying. And mainstream media has admitted to it. They've admitted to lying. Why would you take any of the information that they give and take it seriously now?
And we sit there and we do this for free.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just wanted to tell everybody out there, thank you for helping me get the show going, especially you, Lori, Robbie, everybody, Eric. I always spot all of our people, you know, Eric Spitfire and the Sentinel. We've got the Sentinels of Truth. We've got Jeff Norton and Midnight Ocean. We've got Robbie. You can plug yours.
Yeah.
Well, go ahead, Robbie.
Yeah. Well, yeah. As I always say on our show, you know, you can always find us on ESWG, Exposing Satanic World Government. You can also find us on the Underground Resistance Network, and you can find us also on the Ultimate Hebrew Israelite Awakening page on Facebook. We're getting some great stuff on there.
Laura, where can we find you all the time?
Same places as Robbie, Exposing Satanic World Government on Facebook. You can find us at the Underground Resistance Network on Facebook, Sentinels of Truth on Facebook, which is a group. And you can find us at the Ultimate Hebrew Israelite Awakening on Facebook. And you can find us here on YouTube at the Underground Resistance Network.
And who else do you know? We know that there's plenty of other people out there that do it. You know a few other good ones that have been on our shows.
Yeah. I want to remind everybody to please keep a call for an uprising in your prayers. I had a really long conversation with him on Saturday night, and he's struggling with whether to come back to YouTube or not. And we just wanted, I told him that he's in our thoughts and our prayers. He has my phone number to call me if he needs to talk. He just really needs our prayers right now, and I want to keep him in that. E.J. Clinton at is another great one. We've got Christian Warner, another great channel over there. Learn Discern. Learn Discern's another great channel. I mean, there's a lot of great supporters. We support them as much as they support us. We want to put that out there, for them.
Yeah,
so.
And we got Hebrew Tribes channel as well, GE's channel.
Oh, and the Hebrew Israelite Awakening. We're going to be getting that up and going and transferring our videos from our channel onto that one. I do want to remind everybody that we were supposed to have a show tonight with Jeff Norton. He is actually he's redoing his office, so he has all of his equipment pulled out. So he is rescheduled until tomorrow night. So we're going to do from 9 Eastern tomorrow night, we're going to do Mark Sargent on the Flat Earth.
Woohoo!
And, yeah, and then tomorrow night at 10 o'clock Eastern, we're gonna have Jeff Norton on, and he's gonna talk to us about fake news, and we're gonna get a little techie with him. He's gonna talk to us about some tech things that we can do to secure our internet and our computers. And I had a talk with Jeff Hayes over the weekend, and he wants to get all of us together, everybody, to do a Christmas special broadcast, kind of a little different one. We're not really going to do the Christmas thing, but we're going to expose Christmas, and we're going to talk about the history of Christmas.
Yeah,
so
we're also going to do that via the Ultimate Hebrew Israelite Awakening. We're going to do a show
Right.
over Christmas, exposing Christmas.
Right.
Oh man, this is just so exciting. I mean, we
got a busy week.
At some point, we're probably going to get Robbie Parker on to do an interview, and if we can do that, if we manage to pull that one off, we'll actually interview the guy who got Stevie Wonder a driving license.
Hey, and you brought up a great point. Our in-house resident book writer, Jeff Hayes, who does incredible stuff, who sent me several books of his. We are going to be giving a book away before Christmas. But I want somebody to bring something good to the table. I want somebody to bring something. I want them to come on the show, and I want them to bring something good to the table. So if you got an idea and it's about some fake news, it's about whatever you know, and it's real, bring it to me. We'll get you on the air on the Asylum News Network. You'll hang out with me in the rubber room, just like we are right now, and we'll get something real going. We're going to have some fun with this. This is the inmates running the facility. We're not going by the rules. Yeah. I've been against the rules my whole life.
We throw the rules out. We throw the rules out when I hit that live button.
Yeah, and bring your friend. And bring your friends as well. We need some more subs. We need as many subs.
I told my beautiful wife, because she's put in so much help and effort into this. She had a couple things she wanted to say before the show ended, so I told her that she could get in here and say a couple things real quick. So I'm going to hand the mic over to Christy. That's my wife, and she is amazing. And I just wanted to tell everybody, thank you for being out there with us. Thank you for running the ground with us, and thank you for helping us find the stories. I want to thank everybody who sent me links to and how to and places to find when I've had short days and haven't been able to back everything. But I know that the stories are real because the people that I get the stuff from are real. And I don't have a bunch of shills around me. And that's what we love. We're a tight-knit family, and we work together. And I want to thank Lori and Robbie and everybody else that puts in the effort. And we never get enough thanks out there, and I just want to tell everybody thank you. And I'm going to hand it over to my wife for a minute here.
Thanks, everyone, for coming into the Rubber Room tonight. You probably wouldn't know it, but I'm the one who came up with that name and the Asylum News Network, because I have been living there all my life. So Jeff tells you all about how he has been living in the asylum, and no one ever believed him. But what you don't know is that I've been there too. And I want to thank you all for accepting me and bringing me in and welcoming me into this. I wouldn't call it an organization.
It's like a family.
It's a family, but it's something else. Thank you, Lori, and thank you, Robbie. Robbie, we're coming to see you.
Hopefully.
I want to cause some fucking mayhem over there.
Come, but don't cause too much
thank
trouble.
you, everyone, and thank you for welcoming me into the chat room. You're all awesome, and I do want to make sure that people realize that, you know, everyone who thinks like you does not look like you. I'm 5'10", I'm black, I'm from the South. So don't discount anyone. Listen to what everyone has to say and try to bring them into this. You have to be open. You have to listen. Don't just talk. Listen to people and listen to the cues and the key words, because whatever you think you know about people, you have no idea. So just be open. Listen to people and bring them in regardless of what you think you know about them, regardless of what your stereotypical idiosyncrasies are telling you. Fuck political correctness. It's gone out of the window. It's been long fucking gone. Get out there, talk to people. Talk to anyone. If they reach out to you first, you better make sure you bring them in. Because this movement, it ain't gonna stop. Okay, nobody stopped me.
Nope.
Ain't that right, baby?
I'm working to get her a show, so.
Yeah. And
God, I love you, Christy.
Yeah. Whatever you do,
He loves you.
if you ever ask them, if you ever ask them, if you ever ask them to produce their birth certificate and they get all cagey about it,
They get all cagey about it.
let us know.
It's strange to see the look when you talk about my wife being a black Republican, and when she starts talking.
I'm not a Republican.
Hey, well, you know what I mean. You used to be.
Call me that.
You used to be. But all I'm saying is, see the look on people's faces. They don't even know what to say. They don't even know what to say.
Yeah.
You know, they get the dumbfounded look, the deer in the headlights look, and then she starts talking, and they go, "Where did she come from?"
Yeah. Well, so,
I love it. I love the people that start calling you racist. That's what I like.
I live for it. I'm like, yeah, okay, come on. Let me send you a family picture.
I'll send you a family picture. Exactly. Thank you, Jeff, for having us on here.
Thank you, Lori. This show is amazing. I'm loving it. It's working out. Our artwork's getting a little better here and there. And we've got music and we got better microphones and shit coming. It's just going to take a little while.
Have you got cookies?
Biscuits. We've got biscuits for Robbie.
You got cookies, yeah?
Cookies, biscuits.
Just don't get too big.
There you go. Hey, Robbie, did you see that one? I got that one for you, the all-seeing eye.
Listen, don't get too big, mate, because this time next year I will be asking you to produce your birth certificate. So don't get all cagey. Yeah.
And this is when you hang out with me in the rubber room. I love this. I love the fact that I can get my friends on here. We can talk about real deal. We can put some real stuff out here. And you know what? They're going to try and shut us up. They're going to keep trying to take us down. They're going to keep working. They're going to kick us off. They're going to break the system, but we're not going to stop. And you can turn off the internet. You can turn off all this. I'm still going to talk to people.
That's right.
Yeah. With a lot of snap, cackle, and pop.
I think that we deserve to go back to the Stone Age, to be honest with you. We've got technology, and all we've done is use it against ourselves.
Maybe more like going back to the Stone Age.
At this point in the game, we just have to keep moving forward, and we have to have more common sense about what we do with what we've got. You know, you can't just play video games all day and think it's all going to go away.
No.
I just thank you, everybody, for everything, and keep the likes coming, keep the information flowing, and let's keep opening up the shills and laying out the lies so that you can see the truth, because that's what we're here for. We're here for you.
Let's keep the fire burning.
Let's keep it burning, man.
Yep.
I'm not. We can all laugh in the rubber room.
Listen, mate. Listen, I'm not being funny, yeah. Right. You need to put a padlock on that fridge, right? With a time. Right. How many beers has that been now? 6, 7?
6.
Yeah.
6.
Maybe 7.
Yeah, 7. I reckon that sounds like a 7.
Right. Love you guys.
Thank
you.
Love you all.
Thank you, and we'll see you all soon in your chat rooms or back here.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming to the rubber room, and we had a great time, everybody. The asylum is open, and the inmates are running. There you go.
Okay.